Let's bring in Rick Neuheisel, CBS college football analyst and head coach of the AAF's Arizona Hotshots. He joins us in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner. Rick, how do you assess this horns down taunting that now the Big 12 is going to be all in on it, this game this weekend?
Well, it's sad commentary that we have to go this far. I mean, those signals have been being brandished by those two fan bases for some time now. I understand they don't want a bad look. They don't want the bad sportsmanship on television. But, hey, listen, a little fire in the eyes of both sides of this equation is what we're tuning in for. So I can see why Bob Bowlesby has offered the ultimatum, but I'm not sure it was the right move. It just brings more attention to it.
If you're Oklahoma's head coach, Lincoln Riley, what do you say to your kids about this?
Let's find another way to signal our touchdowns, which have been all too plentiful this year. I mean, goodness gracious, is Kyler Murray on a tear? What a unbelievable season for a guy that I thought his mind would be elsewhere. He'd be trying to protect himself, given that he's already signed this monster deal with the Oakland A's. It's been a remarkable season for Mr. Murray.
Should he give up baseball and pursue football?
Absolutely not. He is a 5'9", blur of speed that can go 0 to 60. But as they tell me, he's got all the 5 tools, right, for the major leagues. And if I'm not incorrect here, Bryce Harper is going to sign for a big monster deal. And if he could get anywhere close to that and have it all guaranteed and not take the pounding that might accompany an NFL career, I think he's on the right track.
If you're game planning for Tua at Alabama or Kyler at Oklahoma, who's tougher to game plan for?
Kyler, because he's got 850 yards rushing. Tua's unbelievable season, 36 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions, and both of them are right around 12 yards an attempt, meaning that they're looking for chunks of yardage down the field. The problem with both of them is you cannot rush with just 4. 7 drop back guys, 7 guys in coverage doesn't get it done with the group of receivers that both these guys enjoy. And so with 3-man pressures, you're seeing Murray and Tua just sitting back there counting the house. 5-man pressures really puts you in harm's way with Kyler Murray. Tua's made the big run. We all remember the touchdown run against LSU, but he's still nursing a little bit of a sore knee, and he's not quite the 0 to 60 threat that Kyler Murray presents.
What's the best upset, the upset that's best for college football this weekend?
Oh, goodness, that's a great one. Best for college football would probably be Texas over Oklahoma, just to have Texas back as a brand. Tom Herman has got the Longhorns back in a Big 12 championship game in just 2 years, which is what he was hired to do. But if they were to win the Big 12, that would make that conference even that more compelling going forward. I know everybody that pulls for the Big 12 wants Oklahoma to win to keep their narrow margin ahead of Ohio State right now. But to me, if you're just picking an upset that's best for college football, that would probably be it.
Who do you think is on the outside looking in on Monday?
Oh, I still, given that Ohio State plays the last game, it's almost like in overtime. You always pick to go second, so you know what you need, what the objective is. Given that Ohio State's going to watch Oklahoma's game against Texas and see what that outcome is and see what the margin of victory is, I think Urban Meyer is going to just put his ears back and go. And the matchup, I know Northwestern is pesky, and Pat Fitzgerald wears his heart on his sleeve, and so does his team. But I think Ohio State has the wherewithal. We saw them flex against Michigan and looked faster than the Michigan defense that we all were lauding, Don Brown's defense. I just think they're going to do what they did in 2014, where they whitewashed Wisconsin with 59-0 drubbing. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know if 59-0 is in the cards, but I wouldn't be shocked them to put a pasting on to see if they can impress the pollsters.
He's Rick Neuheisel joining us, Continental Tire Coach's Corner. I've been on the 8-team playoff kick. I was a forest. Now I'm an eightist, and I don't know how we
You're moving in the right direction.
Okay. Do you want my vote, Rick? Are you an eightist as well?
I'm actually a 12ist.
Okay.
And the reason I've gone past 8 to 12 with the idea that the top 4 would then have a bye. The reason I've done that is I just think this is all about financial pie, right?
Yeah.
And as you're slicing it up, there's going to be a real hesitancy to give a slice to the group of 5 if it were 8. As you get to 12, I think it would settle better in the hearts and minds of those making this financial decision. If you give one slice of that 12 pie to the group of 5, then a UCF or a Houston or, go back to Boise State, those teams can get into this thing and have an opportunity. And then I think we'll be at a place where not only does the group of 5 have an opportunity, but so too will all the conferences. Because it's not all conferences are not created equal. They have different financial issues and trying to appease their fan bases. The passion isn't the same across the country. So for the Pac-12 to get into the dance and to the Big 12 to get into the dance, I think is important for those fans to stay true college football fans, the kind of people that want to go to the games in November to make sure that their team still has a shot.
I know that you're the head coach of the Alliance of American Football. You're coaching the Arizona Hotshots here. I'm curious, with the quarterback draft you just had, were Tim Tebow and Colin Kaepernick eligible to be drafted?
They were not on the list. Both of those guys I know had communications with Charlie Ebersol. And who knows what will happen in the coming days? But they're also, that there's a strategy with the salaries of the kids, and both of those guys wanted to negotiate different salaries, and probably deservedly so. So that still's going on behind the scenes. But they were not eligible for the draft the other night. Okay,
but there was conversation with Tebow's representatives and Kaepernick's about how much you could pay them to be in the Alliance of American Football?
I understand that, yes, there's been conversation. Whether or not it gets to the point where either one will participate, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, but you got to pony up that money. It makes that league even more relevant. You got to have guys that people are going to tune in to see.
Dude, this is under the heading "Not in My Lane."
Yeah, but you understand that. What about?
I understand. I understand television. I understand drawing power, and there's no question that Colin Kaepernick and Tim Tebow would have that. Whether or not an upstart new league has the financial capacity to get that accomplished, and to give those guys the kind of exposure that because they would do it trying to get themselves back into the NFL, and I think both would be tremendously successful in this league. You just have to figure out where that happy medium is.
And Manziel, he wasn't on the list either.
He chose, I know he was on the list, but he chose to go ahead and take that Canadian deal at the time that he did it. And I know the Canadian deal locked him to the Canadian situation, at least for the
one more year
upcoming future. I don't know that it's not an impossible, but that's what I've been told.
Have fun in Atlanta. Great to talk to you, Coach. We appreciate your time as always.
Who's better than you, man? Happy holidays to you and yours, and enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, bud. That's Rick Neuheisel, CBS Sports College Football studio analyst, and also he is the new head coach of the Arizona Hotshots of the Alliance of American Football. Continental Tire, proud to be the exclusive tire of the Dan Patrick Show. No matter where you drive, what you drive, Continental has a tire for you. For more information, visit ContinentalTire.com. Continental Tire, for what you do.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.